Backlash 2025 was last night, and if you followed me on Twitter, you would know I wasn't the biggest fan of the show. Don't get me wrong, there were things that were pretty decent about this show, but not a lot that really interested me or got me excited or really got me invested in the current product of the WWE, and a lot of questionable booking decisions as well that has really got me, scratching my head. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. This is your boy Will's Wrestling Corner, back at it again with a brand new video, and this is my honest review of Backlash. Obviously, my opinion will not be the same as yours. I urge each and every single one of you to leave your thoughts on Backlash down in the comments below. I would very much love to hear your opinions. We started off the show with the United States Championship fatal four-way match between Jacob Fatu, LA Knight, Drew McIntyre, and Damian Priest. This was actually a pretty fun match. We had a lot of chaos. We had Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre fighting on the outside. A lot of great in-ring stuff, especially on the part of Jacob Fatu and LA Knight, who I thought single-handedly carried this match. It was a very fun match, I gotta say the least. A very good opener. I heard reports saying that Dominic and Penta were actually supposed to start off the show, but I guess plans changed. And I thought this was the right decision to have the U.S. title Fatal 4-Way match actually kick off the show. But in the end of the match, Solo Sikoa ended up getting involved. And then Jeff Cobb, who has been, rumored to make his debut soon for many, many weeks, he came out and helped Jacob Fatu retain the United States Championship, basically hinting at the fact that Jeff Cobb is the newest member of the Bloodline? Like, someone correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't even think Jeff Cobb is Samoan, isn't he? But anyways, I think it's pretty cool that Jeff Cobb is in WWE. Obviously, I don't know too much about Jeff Cobb. I'm not going to be like every wrestling TikToker and act like I know everything about Jeff Cobb. I've heard of him, but it'll be good to see what Jeff Cobb is capable of in WWE. And obviously, like I said in my predictions video, it was way too soon for Jacob Fatu to lose the United States Championship, so it was obvious he was going to retain. But it was still a fun Fatal 4-Way match. I actually enjoyed it. Very good opener. Then we go on to the... Oh, I forget the order of the show. I actually think it was Lyra Valkyria versus Becky Lynch. It might not be in order. I don't remember a whole lot about the show, but I'm going to talk about Lyra versus Becky. It was actually a very fun match. Very back and forth. We all thought that Becky Lynch was actually going to win the Women's Intercontinental Championship. Becky did a lot of heel tactics, like removing the turnbuckle, putting the thumb to the eyes. But in the end, Lyra Valkyria was able to roll up Becky Lynch and actually retain the Women's Intercontinental Championship. But afterwards, Becky Lynch ended up brawling with Lyra Valkyria and attacking her afterwards, basically implying that this feud is far from over. I thought Becky was going to win the belt. I guess this is to try to big up Lyra Valkyria and try to legitimize her run as Women's Intercontinental Champion, because I think a lot of people are honestly kind of sick and tired of Lyra as Intercontinental Champion, kind of subject to a bit of criticism. But I thought it was a decent match. Was it the most entertaining? No. Like I said before, I didn't really give a fuck that Becky Lynch is back. And, okay, cool. You have Lyra Valkyria win the first time around. But I think the next time they face off, maybe Saturday night's main event or maybe Money in the Bank, I think Becky Lynch is going to win that Intercontinental Championship. So it's not a matter of if, it's definitely a matter of when. Then we go on to the Men's Intercontinental Championship as Dominic Mysterio defended against Penta. Very fun match in ring. It's very good to see how Dominic Mysterio has evolved in ring. There was one spot where Dominic Mysterio did a suicide dive on Penta, but instantly transitioned into a DDT on the floor. I thought that was an absolutely sick move to do. But in a typical any member of the Judgment Day match, there had to be interference, as Carlito ended up coming out first, which allowed JD McDonough and Finn Balor to try to get involved, but Finn wanted to grab a steel chair, but he intentionally took too long to grab the chair, which allowed the referee to catch them and eject all three members of the Judgment Day from ringside. But while the referee's back was turned, El Grande Americano got involved, used the loaded mask on Penta, which allowed Dominic Mysterio to retain the Intercontinental Championship. Like I keep saying, I am sick and fucking tired of El Grande Americano. It was funny for a moment until they just put this man in everything. I don't understand. He is the current WWE Speed Champion as well. I know American Made and all them have kind of been feuding with all the luchadors. So I feel like the way they're going to really pursue this is maybe this is how we're going to get the Lucha Brothers in WWE, is Penta and Rey Fenix ending up joining forces again to take on American Made. Maybe also with Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee and all them. I think that's how they're going to do that. And obviously this is also to signify that Finn Balor is soon going to turn on Dominic Mysterio. But like I keep saying, they have been teasing this Judgment Day tension for months and months and months and months. And this is one of the biggest red flags in Triple H's booking, where he will tease a breakup of a tag team or a stable, but it will take forever. But every single week, you will get teases. And I am sick of this long-term booking bullshit. And if you followed me on Twitter, you would know that I made a tweet being like, either have the man turn or don't, because I'm sick of this tension. I know it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when, but I know that when probably isn't going to be until maybe SummerSlam, and I don't want to wait another few months for this stupid tension. Like, it's absolutely stupid. I'm sick of this long-term bullshit. Then the co-main event, we got Gunther versus Pat McAfee, and like I predicted, they gave Pat McAfee quite a bit of offense, but this match was so goddamn long because they wanted to make Pat McAfee seem like a big deal. Michael Cole was obviously on commentary. Michael Cole, when he is biased on commentary, Jesus Christ, he is annoying. But obviously, Gunther was destroying Pat McAfee. Whenever Pat McAfee wasn't having those little moments of like fighting back. Michael Cole ended up getting out of the desk and was at ringside to try to tell Pat McAfee to give up. It's not worth it. Gunther ended up trying to attack Michael Cole, which allowed Pat McAfee to try to get the upper hand. But in the end, obviously, Gunther ended up choking Pat McAfee out, making him pass out, and Gunther wins. Which is like, again, sure, a lot of people might have found this entertaining, but there's so many people that were not on this card, and especially since Triple H only wants to book 5-match pay-per-views, why the fuck did we need Pat McAfee to have a match on pay-per-view against the man who lost his World Heavyweight Championship not too long after? Like, I don't understand. And again, the match was just so goddamn long. I don't know why they thought this was a good idea, but at least the right man won. Gunther wins. I don't know where he goes from here. Hopefully this isn't the start of like a career burial for Gunther, because he is one of the best in ring in WWE, and I think he deserves better, for sure. Then we go on to the main event of the evening. This event actually ended pretty early. I think it ended at like 10:30. But we got John Cena versus Randy Orton one last time. And don't get me wrong, guys, this match was very, very fun, very back and forth, definitely by default way better than John Cena versus Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania. And I'm not just saying that because, bias and nostalgia. I'm not just saying that. In ring, it was actually very, very good. There were multiple points in the match where it looked like Randy Orton was going to win. John Cena ended up bouncing back. You could definitely tell John Cena's a little bit slower now in the ring, which would really explain why he is retiring. Randy Orton, though, still in the prime of his life. They did like a couple ref bumps in this match, which allowed Randy Orton to hit an AA on Cena on top of the announce table, then hit another AA on Cena through another table. And then when it looked like Randy Orton was about to win, obviously the referee was still down. There were a bunch of producers that ended up coming out to try to attend to, I think, one of the referees. I don't quite remember. And Randy Orton ended up getting pissed off, ended up RKOing Nick Aldis, Jamie Noble, and all the rest of the producers. And then right when it looked like Randy Orton was going to finish John Cena off with a punt kick, R-Truth comes out and tries pleading with Randy Orton not to punt John Cena. Randy Orton gets pissed off, RKOs R-Truth, and then which allows John Cena to hit a low blow on Randy Orton and hit him with the belt in order to retain the WWE Championship. Obviously, John Cena was going to win this match, but having it be because of R-Truth is stupid. Actually, I think this R-Truth bullshit was a lot more stupid than the Travis Scott shit, because at least Travis Scott was there when John Cena turned heel. This R-Truth shit makes no sense. I get it. R-Truth's an idiot. John Cena's his quote-unquote childhood hero. But still, I don't understand. And before y'all come at me with the, oh, people want you to be upset with John Cena's matches, he said he's going to ruin wrestling, and he's doing that. It's genius. No, it's not. It's absolutely stupid. And every single fucking defender always wants to say, oh, you don't like it? Well, John Cena doesn't want you to like it because he's going to ruin wrestling. Shut the fuck up. Hunter's not going to give you a job. Get off his dick. No, I am sick and tired of this, okay? I hope Cena loses that belt soon because I don't want to keep hearing this. And speaking of, I hope John Cena loses his title soon, at the Backlash press conference, R-Truth came out when John Cena was at the press conference, I guess trying to say like, hey, you're like my hero or something like that. John Cena says, if you say another word, there will be repercussions. R-Truth obviously says another word, and John Cena ends up putting R-Truth through a table at the Backlash press conference. And obviously before Backlash, there were reports saying that John Cena is set to go one-on-one with R-Truth very, very soon. And obviously John Cena is advertised for the next Saturday night's main event in 2 weeks, which makes it obvious that John Cena is going to face R-Truth for the WWE Championship at Saturday night's main event. To that I say, are you fucking kidding me? You know what I mean? Are you kidding me? We're already getting Jey Uso versus Logan Paul for the World Heavyweight Championship at that Saturday night's main event. And now we're also getting John Cena versus R-Truth. And you expect me to devote time that I could use for my girlfriend, that I could use for editing that wrestling show, that I could use for going out with my brother, seeing my friends? You want me to sit there and watch that Saturday night's main event? Fuck you. That's not fucking happening. The fact that we're going to let John Cena waste one of his final ever matches in his last year on WWE on R-Truth? Hunter, did Tony Khan give you what he loves to snort? Because this is, I don't understand. I don't understand with this shit. I don't understand with the booking of this company anymore. Like Karrion Kross said in that interview after WrestleMania, he only wants the viral moments. He only wants the hee ha ha. No, fuck that. I came to see good competition in wrestling. And watch, they're going to give R-Truth a lot of offense when in reality, probably 5 years ago, a match with John Cena and R-Truth would be a 5-second squash match. That's absolutely stupid. Why the fuck are we having R-Truth fight for the WWE Championship in 2025? Don't get me wrong, I love R-Truth, but he's a jobber. We're giving jobbers title matches now. What is this, AEW Dark? Rampage? Battle of the Belts? What the fuck are we doing? And like I said, people are going to call me an AEW lover and a WWE hater. I don't care. You know what I mean? Now, that was Backlash. That was Backlash. I'm going to keep going off about John Cena versus R-Truth if I don't talk about Backlash. Decent show, but wasn't my favorite. I'd honestly say this was probably one of Triple H's weakest shows in his booking career. No title changes, no nothing. The only things that really carried this card was the U.S. title Fatal 4-Way match and John Cena versus Randy Orton. I would have gave this pay-per-view a 5 out of 10 if the R-Truth shit didn't happen, because Cena versus Orton was actually kind of fun without the overbooking mess. But the U.S. title match was a banger, was an absolute banger. Lyra versus Becky was boring. Pat versus Gunther was pointless. And Dominic and Penta was good up until, again, the interference and El Grande Americano, which kind of ruined it. So this pay-per-view gets a 3 out of 10 from me. And I know a lot of people on Twitter say that I was tripping, that, oh, you don't know what you're talking about, because this was actually a very fun show. And like I keep saying, you guys are entitled to your opinion. I'm not going to call you guys an idiot. If you genuinely enjoy this show, cool. But this shit's not for me. And I've said this earlier this year. I don't think wrestling even is for me in 2025. But you know what? It's kind of my job now, so I'm going to talk about it. And, that is what it is. If you want to join me for the ride, you guys can. If you guys don't want to, an unsubscribe button's right there. You know what I mean? So Backlash is a 3 out of 10 for me. I'm not excited for Saturday night's main event. I'm honestly not excited for Monday Night Raw tomorrow. But we're going to have to wait and see. But ladies and gentlemen, those are my thoughts for Backlash, 3 out of 10. Let me know your thoughts on Backlash. Leave your thoughts down in the comments down below. I'd very much love to see what you guys have to say. And with all that being said, ladies and gentlemen, if you're new here, be sure to leave a like, be sure to subscribe, be sure to turn post notifications on so that way you never miss an upload. And until next time, this has been your boy Will from Will's Wrestling Corner. I will see you in the next video. Be good people, and peace.